What's up, YouTube? Real recognize real. Welcome to another Real Talk with Jay, man. Cup of coffee. Can't live without it. I mean, I can, but it'd be shitty. So I want to talk about a certain phrase, a certain a word that I don't know its origins. I don't know who coined the phrase. Um, I don't know none of that, man. But I do know that if you call me it, I'm liable to slap the shit out of you. It's a very fucking ignorant word, man. You know what I'm saying? And I'm just gonna go and say it, man. That word is wigger. I can't stand that fucking word, man. Look, dude. There's a huge fucking difference between a white boy that grew up in the fucking hood, was raised around black folk their whole life. You know what I'm saying? Really grew up in the trenches, really grew up in the struggle. You know what I'm saying? Then some white boy who lives in the suburbs, whose daddy's a doctor, mother's a lawyer, you know, comes from a well-to-do family, but for some fucking reason wants to emulate what they see on the internet, on, you know, rap videos and you know what I'm saying, movies and shit. For some reason wants to act like they from the street and shit and dress and act. There's a huge fucking difference, bro. Huge difference. You know what I'm saying? There's some solid ass white boys that really grew up in the ghetto and shit. Really grew up in the hood. You know what I'm saying? If you're around a fucking certain element your whole fucking life, it's gonna rub off on you. You're gonna tend to talk a certain way, dress a certain way, carry yourself a certain fucking way. It doesn't mean that you're trying to be something you're not, or you're a wannabe, or none of that shit. You know what I'm saying? It's I can't stand that fucking word, man. You know, and it's low-key racist, man. You know what I'm saying? You're just taking one letter and switching it out. White. You know what I'm saying? I haven't been called it a whole lot in my life, man. A few times I have, though. And the craziest shit, man, I wasn't called it by black people. It's always been some white boy who hated on me because my neighbors was black and shit. It's other white boys that's called me that. And I've gotten into fights over that shit. Like, don't call me that shit, man. You're basically saying I'm a fucking wannabe. You know what I mean? And ain't shit wannabe about me. At the end of the day, I'm me. I'm myself. I'm not trying to be nothing. You know what I mean? Even, look, man. I'm from Richmond, Virginia. Okay, born and raised. We lived in the East End, which was racially mixed. There were Spanish, blacks, and whites, mostly blacks and whites. You know what I'm saying? And then we moved to the North Side. Those that know. You know what I'm saying? Straight hood. You know what I'm saying? Highland Park, Brooklyn Park, Jackson Ward. You know what I'm saying? I grew up at Highland Park and shit. You know what I mean? Where I grew up, I was right on the cusp, man. I was right after the county line. You know what I'm saying? Right after. I didn't live deep in Highland Park. You know what I'm saying? I lived kind of like, I don't want to say the outskirts, because, you know what I'm saying, but like the very beginning. Like, we're talking about blocks, you know what I'm saying? But it was the hood nonetheless, you know what I'm saying? I just didn't live in the crazy part. You know what I mean? But shit, I would fucking walk that bit. You know what I'm saying? So, yeah. But I never carried myself like I was trying to be like something. You know what I'm saying? I was always me. You know? The best way I could describe this shit, like my style and shit, I was skater slash thug. That was like my style. You know what I'm saying? But I was me. You know what I'm saying? They didn't feel like I was trying to be something I'm not. You know what I'm saying? When I first moved out there, of course motherfuckers ain't trust me and you know, who's this white boy? You know what I'm saying? But over time, I gained and earned their respect and shit. And I became, you know, family. I became part of the neighborhood and shit. You know what I'm saying? Because of how I carried myself. But I wasn't like, yo, you know what I'm saying? What's up, my... You know what I mean? And I can't cap. You know, I would say the with the A on it. You know what I'm saying? To really close friends and shit. I don't say that shit no more because I realized how lame of a look it is for a white boy to say that shit. And in fact, I was young back then, and like they was accepted. Like they were like, yeah, you know, saying dab me up and shit. Like it wasn't no like, you know what I'm saying? But yeah, man. Point is, there's a fucking huge fucking difference. There's some solid ass white boys that grew up like that, man. Grew up in the projects and shit. You know what I'm saying? Like, I knew this other white boy. He grew up the east side type shit. You know what I'm saying? Grew up near Mosby and shit. Mosby Court and shit. Anyways, and his neighbors was black. He grew up, you know what I'm saying? And he would only date black chicks and shit. But he had his own style and shit too. You know, he wasn't a wannabe and shit. You know what I'm saying? That word is just, it's ignorant, man. It's ignorant. Like I said, I don't know its origins or how it started or none of that shit, man. But I just don't like that fucking word, man. And like I said, if you call me that shit, I'm liable to slap the fucking shit out of you. Because ain't shit wanna be about me. I'm not trying to be something I'm not. I'm not no fucking wannabe. You know what I'm saying? And just white boys like me aren't fucking wannabes. Now, like I said, you got some boy from the suburbs and shit. Like, get the fuck out of here, man. Why are you talking like that and acting like you some street dude? When reality you a bitch. And your mom and dad's rich. Buy you a new whip. And all that other shit. Bars. Anyways, man, I ain't gonna speak too much on this shit, man. I'm just saying, man, if you use that word, man, stop that shit, man, because you don't know how a motherfucker came up and shit, or how they grew up and shit. So don't call them a white. It's racist as fuck too, and yeah, of course it doesn't carry the same weight as the word it sounds like. I mean, of course, that's fucking crazy, but it's still offensive as fuck. And it's still low-key racist as fuck. And it's still ignorant as fuck. If you say that shit, you're speaking from ignorance, man. You know what I'm saying? You don't know how a motherfucker grew up and shit. And like I said, man, if you're around a certain element your whole damn life, it's going to rub off on you. It's going to fucking rub off on you, man. And the only motherfuckers that ever had an issue with it has been other white boys. Let that sink in. Then no black folks thought I was trying to, like, steal their culture and I'm some, you know, white boy trying to be black and shit. No. No. Because of how I carried myself and shit. Anyways, man, like I said, man, I ain't gonna speak too much on it, man. It's just, it pisses me off, man. It really gets under my skin, that word. So if you say that shit, fuck you. And yeah, man, make sure whatever y'all do, cut that toxic and negativity out your life. The world is yours. Do something positive with your life today, man. That's been real talk, man. Peace.